Alright, here we go!
Wooowee! You're hanging out with Cousin Feetus.
Oh, hello ladies and gentle dudes. Welcome back to the channel.
You might be wondering, hey Feetus, what are you doing with that shovel? Why are you digging down there in the hole? Well, I've been talking to some YouTube experts, and they told me that down here below the video in the corner here, there's a subscriber button down there. And I've had some people tell me that they've become unsubscribed to the channel automatically and they had to resubscribe, so I thought I'd dig down here and check it out. Now, well, I got you here. If you could just help me out, if you could just get down there below the video and click on that there subscriber button and set the notifications to all, that way you'll get a notification when I upload one of my crazy videos. And man, I have been digging all day out here and I still haven't got down there. So if you could just help me out and just click the button down there, that would be awesome. And don't forget to set it to all. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is apparently if I dig over here down through to the bottom of the video, there's going to be a like button. So if you could just go ahead and click on that button down there for me as well, that would be absolutely fabulous. I would really appreciate it because I put a lot of time and effort into these videos. Now, let's go ahead and talk about today's top secret project. Okay, so apparently Cousin Cleetus McFarland is a little bit upset about the drag race last week. He said he's got a bad converter and he'd like to run it back. We will probably do that in the near future. But in the meantime, he has challenged me to a Tokyo drift competition because he thinks I don't have a drift car. Now, of course, I'm always on a very, very tight budget. So I thought to myself, how can I turn a 5,000 horsepower front wheel drive car into a drift car that can swing the back end out? And then it came to me. I thought, using my ingenuity, if I head down to my shop, I could get my wheel dollies out. And then all I gotta do is put these under the back wheels, pull the emergency brakes so they don't slip around, and then I've got myself a drift car right away on a very, very low budget. That's right, I'm gonna outsmart those sons of guns, and this thing's gonna be able to do tighter corners than they could ever imagine. The 323 is incredible at cornering already, so imagine if I could spin the back end around. So I think this is the answer to getting a 5,000 horsepower Mazda 323 1989 model to drift like a professional drift car on extremely low budget. In fact, it's not gonna cost me a dime, and this thing's gonna be able to do whipty-whipty loopty-loops around the pylons like they ain't never seen before. And I'm gonna whoop their butts, and they're not gonna believe that I'm even gonna show up with the 323. They think I'm gonna have to go get another car and set it all up for drifting, but they don't know nothing. As soon as these things are attached to my car, I'm gonna have ultimate movability, multi-directional movability, and I'm gonna be the drifting master of the Tokyo Drift Challenge. Now see, they purposely picked a drift challenge because they thought I didn't have a drift car. But little did they know that the Mazda 323 1989 model can do anything. All I gotta do is put these under the rear wheels, and then without spending a single dime, I've got myself a professional drift mobile. And I gotta tell you, this is gonna be a lot of fun, and I've wanted to do this for a very, very, very long time. So I'm super duper excited about this. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, as you can see, we've got the dollies under both the rear wheels, and we're set up for drifting already. Alright, so we're ready to go, but of course safety first, everybody. So I got my DOT approved racing helmet, and of course I got my racing suit on, which is nearly 13% fireproof. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up the 323 now and see just how good will it drift with the front wheel drive with 5,000 horsepower and the back wheels locked up with the emergency brake sitting on the dollies. So I just got to put on my DOT approved racing helmet, get it all done up, make sure my fire suit's all nice and snug, because you know it only works properly if it's done up right. I'm super duper excited about this. I have been wanting to try this for a very, very long time, but once I got the call saying that Cousin Cleetus McFarland wants to challenge me to a Tokyo drift, well, I just had to get it set up and ready to go, and he's going to be surprised. He's going to think I'm going to show up with some other vehicle, but hell no, I'm going to show up with 323 with the Dolly Skyham Supercharger. Now I had Dolly refresh the Dolly Skyham Supercharger for me, and everything went pretty good, they said, and they figured out a way to stop it messing with the ionosphere and creating that very, very strange weather phenomenon. So we'll see how it performs today when I fire it up, or whenever I say the words Dolly Skyham Supercharger. God dang it, I thought they said that wouldn't happen anymore. Okay, so let's fire up the 323 and see just how good it drifts with the back wheels locked up, sitting on the dollies, getting ready to challenge Cousin Cleetus McFarland to the Tokyo Drift. Hell yeah, sister.
Oh wow, this thing really drifts really easy. Holy cow! Wow! Woo-wee! Wow, the G-forces are so strong. I don't know if I can take it much longer. Wow, I think I might throw up. I don't feel so good. The G-forces are too strong. I don't know if my stomach can handle it. I might have to recycle my lunch. risk it. I cannot believe how fast I was going in circles. Holy cow, that was a rough one. But at least we now know what the 323 is capable of. Good Lord.
Now that's a lot of vomit. I'm gonna have to clean this thing out before we can continue. Okay, so my stomach has had a few minutes to settle down. I feel much, much better. Now, we've gone ahead and set up the slalom here behind me. You can see the pylons got set up and the 323's over there, and it's ready to go. Now we're truly going to find out if the 323 can stand up against a professional drift car at the Tokyo Drift Challenge. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the amount of G-forces that I've discovered that the 323 puts off because of its short wheelbase when it's going around and around and around. So I got to make sure when I get through that slalom that I go in and out and I don't spin out. Because if I start spinning, I could start spinning and spinning. I might spin off into outer space. Who knows what might happen? So I got to be very, very careful. And I got to tell you, I am a little bit concerned.
Here we go. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, I think I got it. I got it. Okay, wow. Wow, this thing is crazy. Holy cow. That was crazy. The G-forces were unbelievable.
So after those extremely frightening experiences I just had, I've taken some Tums and let my stomach settle down a little bit. But I think I need to go lay down for a little while and get ready for the Tokyo Drift Challenge that's coming up. And I'm going to go ahead and park the 323 now because I do not want to mess with it because he is dialed in and is ready to drift in the Tokyo Drift Challenge. Now, if I can go ahead and repeat what I've done here today at the challenge without throwing up in my helmet, I will be very, very happy because that will prove that the 323 is unbeatable in any type of competition. And of course, Cousin Cleetus McFarland is still a little upset about the drag race last week, and I don't mind running him back. But I know why he picked a drift challenge, because he's got a whole bunch of expensive drift cars, and he thinks that the Mazda 323 1989 model can't drift. But of course it can drift. All I had to do was use a little bit of ingenuity, and now the 323 is ready to outdrift all the professional drift cars that show up to the Tokyo Drift Challenge. So I'm looking forward to it. If you've got any ideas about what you would like to see in the Tokyo Drift Challenge, go ahead and drop me a comment below and tell me your good idea. Obviously we're doing slaloms, and obviously we're going to be doing donuts. But other than that, I'm totally open to suggestions. So I'd love to hear from my beautiful subscribers. Go ahead and drop me a comment below. Tell me what you think we should do at the Tokyo Drift Challenge. I'd also like to take 1 minute to remind you that this is the very last week to enter to win Cousin Feetus's own personal Ford F-250 1989 model. If you want to win the truck, you got to go ahead and watch that video, which is not the last one, but the one before that. So you got to go back 2 episodes there and watch the one on the Ford F-250 that can warp space-time. And then, of course, you can win that truck if you follow the directions in the video to win the truck. So go ahead and watch that video. There's a link to it at the end of this video, and of course you can go ahead and watch last week's video as well. Now, I'd also like to mention that we did a huge merch drop on the website, and of course every dollar you spend on the website goes directly to making the videos better for you, the viewer. So if you head over to cousinfeetus.com, you can go ahead and buy your merchandise there. We got t-shirts, we got the Bluetooth earphones, we got coffee holders, we got coffee mugs, we got all sorts of things. We even got some fancy dancy new mugs that change color with heat and cold. So that's it for today's video. I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Look out for snails.